Hey guys, Stephanie here. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, I've had a couple glasses of wine, but I really had to calm my nerves. Okay, here in Houston, Texas, right? There's a show called The Isaiah Factor. They're talking about the insurgent on the Capitol. The way they bash white people, they've been bashing white people like this for 4 years now, okay? But we literally watched BLM, Antifa, destroy our history, tear down statues, topple them, riot and loot. George Soros funded targets. We had a chop Chaz. My God, how many other people got caught up dying in all this mayhem in the past 4 years? And they're like, oh, we need a peaceful transition. It's the evil white guy. Like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. The minute someone has to silence someone and cut them off monetarily, that means they're threatened by something. When will people learn? It's like, okay, there is a whole cabal, globalist, elitist, all of them. They're in Hollywood. I mean, look at the stimulus package. You get 600, 2 grand. But, Pakistan needs the gender studies. Oh, yeah. But you know that they'll be murdered by their own family, honor killing, if they're a crossdresser or if they identify with anything but what they were born as. But unfortunately, in America, they're just like all short bus special all the time, every day, all day long. It's like you can't escape the shit all day and night. It's on morning radio. Yeah, we all know the election was, like the radio talk shows joke about it, but low key we're like, yeah, because we beat the Republicans, and it's just like, okay, so do you people not realize, okay, we are not in 5th grade, okay? Though in this virtual world of tweeting and posting and memes and likes and shares and woo doo 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 doo, there's real life consequences for getting caught up in the hype. So people are all caught up in the hype, in their feelings, in their emotions, not thinking logically. So while you have all these different divided groups of people over the past 4 years, and it started with Stormy McDaniels, and then oh my God, dude, let's be real. How many men are faithful? How many of them haven't gone to a strip club or something like that? I mean, let's be real. All right? They have literally impeached them, done this, they've done that, nonstop. We're seeing this in in full play. And it oh my God, it makes my heart skip a beat. Because it's like tonight I'm listening to how they're talking about white people and storming the Capitol, white privilege. But how did they get all this secret knowledge? Not only that, it seems a little rogue to me. For as much as they act like white Trump supporters, they're actually comparing us to Al Qaeda now. They're saying that white Trump supporters are as much as a threat as Al Qaeda. But remember Ilhan Omar? Americans, Al Qaeda. Why did they get so scared? Do y'all not realize the Muslim Brotherhood and Nazis? Nazis are Muslim. They have infiltrated our country. China took over our media. Our president literally just got blocked from every outlet, every media outlet, every one of them. All right, you have African news stations. Australian, like all these other countries, praying and rooting for America, for Trump. But you dumbass fucking God, and you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not saying like anybody who like actually watches my channel who supports me is like a dumbass. But you know what I mean? Like these people don't even realize that they have been like under mind control. You know how like okay, when Obama was here, it was all like that real repressive, right? And then when Trump came back in, they hated on Roseanne, and then they reprogrammed the channel to be what they wanted it to be. It's where they're talking about LGBTQ and not having insurance and all these like opium addiction. It's like they are trying to literally keep you in a state of mind control, subliminal programming like MK Ultra, to where you're reminiscing just like Full House and you know like in Black Mirror how everybody's playing, you know, game shows and all that. There's like the two tiers of people. You're either the or the has nots. You're the has or the has nots, basically. I don't know where it's got the from. I don't know. I've been reading a lot of like Shakespeare and like getting into like a lot of like Leonardo, like paintings and stuff like that. Da Vinci, like, oh my God, dude. Like, so much of our history and our truth and our knowledge has been kept from us. And the Nazis are the one who intercepted it all. And this shit is brought to me because I'm Rh negative. Ugh. I wish I could be one of these dumbed down people. But I'm not. And it's like no matter how I try to escape it, it's always there. You know what I mean? Like, where is Obama right now? Wasn't he just talking about his book tour? You know, we have this whole insurrection on America. Uh, for 4 years, you've had white people being attacked for being white. You've had Kamala Harris come out and say that after the election that they will come after every Trump supporter. You have every mainstream outlet and, you know, no globalist, paid for politician bureaucrat making. I just don't understand how the fuck I support freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, but I believe in a woman's right to choose. I honestly, I was, I found out I had a very sick, I'm Rh negative blood type. I found out after I was 6 months pregnant, uh, like my son's heart, kidneys, all of his organs were in the wrong place. Like even, you know, so he wasn't going to live, period. So I legally had to ask myself, I just lost my mom. My mom just died, my grandmother, my grandfather, two of my best friends. Can I really bury a baby right now? And I just had two younger babies, a 6-month-old and a 16-month-old. And no, wasn't ready. Like the mental shit that would have done to me would have been awful. So I totally support the women's right to choose when it comes to things like that. Now, when it comes to, you know, using it as birth control and things like that, absolutely not. Because losing that baby was the worst thing ever. Like, and I grew up very strict Catholic, went to like Catholic school and stuff. And I pray all the time for God to forgive me. But I also look at my son now and think, you know, if Chance wasn't sick, and I wouldn't have the son I have now. So even though I identify with like a Trump supporter, I'm Republican, there's actually a lot of things I'm more liberal on. Like the sex industry and stuff like that. Honestly, I think if they were to legalize some things, you wouldn't have all this human trafficking and child trafficking. I think if you had like a designated, unit for stuff like that. I don't know why I'm rambling. I guess just because you guys, I'm sitting here watching all this, like Nancy Pelosi on 60 Minutes, you know, and she's like actually crying about how threatened she felt. Seriously? Really? Because, I mean, you literally have TMZ talking about how Trump supporters and Republicans, how are we ever going to be put back into society, and that we should go to re-education camps? And you feel like you're threatened when you're in your kitchen with your two Sub-Zeros and you're eating your fancy ice cream while you've been playing politics with unconstitutional lockdowns that pretty much just killed the entire middle class because there is a new world agenda in the Rothschilds, all of them. Majority of our Congress and, you know, China, all of them. There's this cabal of people who are not what you think they are. I mean, you got to think about it. What is a computer programmer now, head of medical advice on vaccines? But yet you have the entire country of Africa wanting Bill Gates charged for crimes against humanity. Mainstream doesn't talk about how many doctors and other people have died after getting the Jemima virus vaccination. Like, this stuff is just getting crazier and crazier by the day. We live in the United States and we just had our freedom of speech ripped out from under us. Okay, you have to think about it like this. What do you really personally know about Trump? What do you personally know about anything that they've told you? Besides, their fact checkers, their everything. Have you ever noticed even like Fox News tonight? God, it made me want to vomit, dude. Like, totally vomit. Our fact checkers, our approved fact checkers. How about Americans say, fuck you, fact checkers. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Like, I'm so goddamn sick of it. Just like you have to go to a doctor to get a first, second, third opinion. Just because a certain group of people doesn't agree with your thinking doesn't make it right or wrong. You have different perspectives. That is a very healthy thing to have. Theologians, this is like, you have to have two different thoughts. You can't just have one thought process because it leads to dictatorship. That's exactly what Hitler did. I just don't understand how people don't get this. It's like, welcome to 2021 political Jumanji. Like, I'm like, oh, fuck me, man. Seriously. Like, what's next? Like, they want to impeach the president 100 days after Biden, the office of the president-elect Biden. Dude, this isn't happening. This is all a stage. This is all like a pre-scripted plot. All right. Patriots, hang in there. No matter how much they sell it on mainstream, and I know it's so hard, like, I can't even watch TV. I'll turn on regular TV and I'll be in the kitchen just doing dishes. And I'll hear, like, The Real or The View or something come on. They'll talk for, like, a minute or two. And I'm like, like, I just want to totally erase my existence off of this Matrix plane. And oh, today on Fox, the Black Isaiah Factor community is pulling for Lindsey Graham. You know, Lindsey Graham giving Kamala that fist bump. What? Was the Pope arrested? What do you guys know about that? Also, all the other blackouts and stuff like that going on. Do you guys think, I don't think anything's by coincidence. I honestly think this is all together. But do you guys believe, like, in the Q thing? Like, What are your thoughts on it? Because I've come across so much stuff, but I'm also into like deep spirituality to where I truly believe that if you're walking in light, you're going to be fine. But if you're walking with the dark, that's on you. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm good because I know like my karma's good. I don't wish bad upon people. I do the right thing. I will I will do anything for anybody on any given day because I know what it's like to be the person who's fucked up and had no one who was there for him. I mean, shit, my own dad abandoned me after my mom died. Like, it's like the worst stuff ever I've been through. And I went through a lot and did a lot to overcome it, to become a better person. So to be in this environment socially now, I'm like, seriously? Like, okay. So criminals are Jesus, and people who worship Jesus are criminals. And, you know, pedophilia is now called pedosexual, meaning, like in California, they way lowered the age of consent. You know, since when is pedophilia? Oh my God, I can't even go there. But it's like, for me to see like all these people whine and bitch about everything, it's like, oh my God, dude, I've overcome every worst case. I could write a book, dude. I could be on like Oprah's bestseller. But to me, it's like, it's part of life. It doesn't matter what zip code. I grew up poor as hell. Like, poor as fuck, dude. You know, I don't know what white privilege is. I don't know what any of that is. So when I see it on the news, talking about the Capitol, well, that's white privilege right there. Get them white people. I'm thinking, what? Like, no, dude, I didn't grow up privileged. What the fuck? There is white trash, you dumbasses. This is all part of a program. Don't fall into it. The best thing you can do is after seeing our president get taken off of Pinterest, like, seriously, only people who feel threatened have to go to that extreme. You know what I mean? And who is Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey and Congress to tell you what's hate speech and what's not? I mean, we see people with severed Donald Trump heads. I mean, they threaten to put, conservatives in re education camps. Death to Americans. It's all disgusting. On a spiritual level, it is. It's extremely disgusting. Because so many people don't even realize it. And I think if people wake up just a little bit, maybe there will be some hope. I honestly think there will be. I think that there's going to be, some suffering, some hurting. But in the end of it, you have to remember we can't control anything. People are waking up to realize, like, the Vatican, all, like, the monarchy, the royalty, like, it's all corrupt. It's like a mob. It's like mafia shit. But there's a higher level of consciousness going on around the world, and people are waking up to, like, dude, wait, what? No, I don't have to agree with you. We can agree to disagree, but you know what? No. And I think it's really sad that we've come to a point in society where people can't put aside their feelings and their view on things just because how can we ever agree? How can we ever be united when we don't all come from one exact same similar experience? We all come from different walks of life. So therefore there's always going to be some kind of inequality because we don't get to choose what we're born into. We're just born into it. We're doing the best we can. So the more hate there is, the more hate that grows in our environment. The more positive, the more, even though how negative and screwed up and just disgusting, like Nancy Pelosi crying, she felt so threatened. Yeah, I find it odd. A police station gives up their police precinct. We got to chop Chaz. Antifa takes over an immigrant's hotel in Tacoma and they want to act like, wait, what? Did you see cars burning? Nothing. No. Not only that, but how do we know this isn't honestly just like all the other crisis actors, guys? Come on, think about it. The mainstream media is so hyper focused on this to make it seem like Donald Trump is the real threat, but the truth is, they started talking about this exact same event like 7, 8, 9 months ago. Start Googling it, go on YouTube. They started declaring all of this. This is what Trump would do, his supporters. Don't you ever think, they could shadow ban us, censor us, and all that? Don't you think they could send out like mass alerts or things to rouse some other groups up and, get some like Antifa, BLM people in there wearing MAGA gear to make MAGA look bad or, anything else? I mean, not trying to like take you way down the rabbit hole, but goddamn, don't be so fucking naive. I love you guys. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. I hope to God that Trump did do insurrection and martial law because we need it. I mean, honestly, can you? They're talking about doing an impeachment 100 days after Biden's elected. That means they're never going to let go of Trump, period. Which means they never have anything on him. Think about it, guys. Sorry, my boobs are hanging out. Not trying to be gross. Love you guys. Good night. Sending good vibes. Because we have like that mass solar flare and all that. Hence, like the beast from the east, snowstorms and all that. I'm in Texas, dude. It's fucking cold. I'm freezing. Freezing my ass off, actually. That's why I had to have some wine. Hit the like, subscribe, share. I love you guys. Peace, not violence.